Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're making villains cute, so let's get doodling. First up, the iconic villain, the father of all bad guys, if you will, Darth Vader. I'm starting with my sketch. I almost always start with a circle for the head, and then I use the warp tool to make it look the way I want it to, or close anyway. Then I do the face, since that's usually my favorite. So that's exactly what I did here. I try to pull from the character some of the main parts. It's hard with him because he's basically just some kind of black armored dude. But he does have some things that kind of stick out. So I did that. I kind of used my reference to make sure that I'm picking out those things and including them. I remembered in the movies that when he breathes really loud. So I wanted to include that mouth guard thing that he's got on mine. I don't know what it is. Don't hate me in the comments if you're a Star Wars fan. But I wanted to include that. So instead of using the harsh straight lines that it's kind of got on his mask, I made it so that it kind of looks like it's smiling. Like it's a bit more of a smile than anything. And then when it came to the body, what I did was I just kind of did basic shapes, laid it out, and then I refined it. Just kind of chiseled away at it until it was what I wanted to look at. I also made him doing that Jedi mind death grip thing that he did in one of the movies because I thought it was really cute. This little cute thing is I'll get you with my mind. Or with the Force. I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars fan. If you are, please do let me know in the comment section below. I know my husband is. He enjoys Star Wars. He also really likes Star Trek. He's kind of all of them. So that's that. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you're a fan. But that's pretty much him. I then take the sketch and I'm going to make it bigger, and then we'll finish the drawing. So for my sketching, I use a pencil that I created myself in Procreate. I would love to create my own kind of pencil pack at some point, but that's what I use. It's just a pencil that I've already created. For the brush alternative, I guess for that brush alternative, you could use really any of the Procreate pencils. I think the best one might be the Procreate pencil, I think it's called. Under sketching, it is, the Procreate pencil. So you could use that instead. And then for inking, I use a studio pen almost all the time. Sometimes I will use my own pencil for inking as well. It just kind of depends on the feel that I have for the piece that I'm making. So yeah, it just kind of changes. I can't really say one way or the other. But yeah, so when I'm doing the sketching, I kind of put in as much detail as I can without too much, because at the same time it's kind of messy. But I try to put in details that I know I'm going to forget whenever I'm doing the actual inking. So the belt and the little buttons there, I made sure to include those in the sketch because I knew I'd forget them if I didn't. So even though I'm not going to put them, I don't actually put them into the line art either. A lot of times I'll create those without any line art. I'll just use a different color or whatever. In this case, I wanted them to be shiny buttons. I don't know why, but I did. So that's what I created. I just used the color to make a button. And I did grab different colors to make a palette for this guy too. I did it for all of them, and I'll share those colors in the comments below, or in the description, I guess, so that you can see that. Here I'm struggling with the hand as well. Both hands are really kind of, I don't know why with him, but I struggled with them. And I only do 2 full bodies, so I only had to struggle with hands twice, which is nice. And only had to struggle with feet once, because one of these villains doesn't have feet, so that was good too. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I just kind of go over, I take the best parts of the sketch and I keep going. This is the one thing I love about sketching in Procreate, or just any kind of digital. You don't have to constantly erase, you can keep it. And a lot of times too, what I'll do is, instead of when I do erase lines, if I erase lines, it's not often, but when I do, I will just lighten them. I won't actually erase them, because sometimes it's that wasn't the line right now, but then I create a new line, and part of that line is exactly what the old line needed, so it kind of like works to come together. I also just try and work with what I've got when it comes to digital. It's faster, but at the same time, I don't know, like sometimes I just don't like the perfect kind of aspect to it, but it is what it is. I made sure to make his belt like super big too. I did that on purpose to make it look more childish, so it's like more so a baby Darth Vader. So that's what I did. I made sure to kind of give him larger things. Same with like the helmet's really like kind of big in comparison. His coloring is really basic as well. It's just, I didn't want to do black. I don't do black almost ever, so I just used blue and then did different shades of blue. I did something as well in this one that I don't normally do. I generally don't put highlights in my work. I put shadows and I do flat shadows, and I don't generally do highlights. If I do, it's very little. In this, because he's wearing, okay, I don't know anything about the show, or the movie, well, any of them, but I think he's basically like a robot, right? Like, it's a very like hard, maybe not metallic, but definitely like hard plasticky kind of material that he's walking around in. And I thought, like, to really show that, you need to have the sparkles and the highlights. So I actually added highlights to him as well, which is not something that I normally do, but I just thought that the design called for it, so that's what I did. It's definitely not technically the same, like, so please don't come at me being like, you didn't add this thing that he needs for whatever. I don't know. But I didn't. I was like, I took the shapes from the image that I had and I made them as simple as possible to make a cute little Darth Vader. That's just kind of, that was the point, right? So it's not accurate by any means, but I think it gets the job done, and it definitely looks like Darth Vader. I will say that working the way I do with my my iPad on the desk and then my camera over top, I'm sitting and drawing, and I can't lean in the way I normally would or tilt up the way I normally would if I was just drawing, because I need to make it so you guys can see the creation. So in this one, I do find that the body, the width of the body is a little bit thinner. Like, I would have done it a little bit differently. It's a little bit more elongated than what I would have wanted. So I did try to be cognizant of that in the other characters as well, just to make sure. But I did notice that with this guy. I wish I could have made him a little bit different, but that's okay. I think the colors I chose for the buttons, though, really kind of made it pop, which is exactly, I mean, that's what I wanted. But I don't know. They really bring me joy. And I was glad that I did it that way, because if I would have done line art, I think it would have given it a different kind of look. And I know, like, I was looking at some of it, and some had lights, some didn't. So it was kind of hard to decide what to do. But next, I did the Joker. So for the Joker, I went with the Joaquin Phoenix version. I don't know. I love the bright colors of his design. I love the face paint as much as one could, because I don't like clowns. I'm not a clown fan. But, I mean, I do enjoy the Batman universe for the most part. I'm mostly a fan of the Michael Keaton versions and movies, but whatever, I don't care who knows it, it's just the way it is. Anyway, similarly, I pick out the things that stand out with him. Luckily with the Joker, though, there is a lot. So I could include, you know, the face paint obviously gets included, but like the outfit with the big colors and the, like, I don't know, like he gave me a lot to work with, which was really nice. I really enjoyed this one. Out of all of them, I think this is the best one that I did. It's not my favorite, but it's not my favorite villain, but it's my favorite illustration probably. So yeah, I didn't include the cigarette though. I wanted this to be cute, and I mean, cigarettes to me are not cute, but I just kind of love the feel of the picture for the inspiration that I went with, so that's why I have it. The outfit was a little rough to create, I'm not gonna lie. It was easier to kind of put it on a new layer, lighten up the first layer, and then do the outfit. It wasn't fun for some of it, but I think it turned out pretty well. I didn't actually do a full body for the Joker. I just don't think that he needed it. I think he really stood out as just a bust, and really like there's nothing going on below that would make it so that I needed it. Like with Darth Vader, I wanted to add the belt. And if you're going to add a belt, then you might as well put legs, right? So with the Joker, it's like I just kind of wanted that top part of the outfit, and that's all that I really needed for him. So that's what I did. I have not seen this movie, so I don't know if he's a good Joker to pick. So I'm sorry that if he's not. Although I do think that Joaquin Phoenix could bring a really cool spin to the tale of the Joker. And I mean, as far as my favorite Joker, it's really hard to pick one. The Joker's had so many transformations throughout his time, not just in movies, but like TV shows and comics as well. And I think all are really great in their own way. So it's hard for me to pick a favorite. I would say that there's probably not a single Joker that I don't like. I think they all are really cool. They bring their own kind of flair, and they bring this element to him every time that makes him feel different, but also makes him feel like the Joker. It's a very weird, I don't know. The Joker's a weird character, I think, to begin with. I think it's maybe because he's a little bit ambivalent, I guess. I don't know what it is about the Joker, but he's not one where I'm like, oh no, like why do they keep remaking him, and like leave him alone, there's such a good version. I think that about Batman, but I don't really think that about the Joker, because I think everybody that's come to the Joker has done a good job of playing him. So yeah, and then with the line art, same thing. I just followed around with the sketches. I will say that I don't know why, but I was having trouble with this line art. So a lot of times, and just a bit of a tip for those that are trying to line art and they're just like, I can't get this thing to work. Sometimes the best thing to do is to join up at like a part where they both meet. So like where the ear meets the head, that's a good spot to like do the line to the curve and things like that. And also just make the most of it. Like there's so many spots there on his hairline where I just would then put like a couple little like dashes because it was not joining right and it just didn't look good and I didn't like it. I like my doodles to be not perfect, but there's just something about it when I'm doing it on digitally. For me, it has to be perfect. There's just something about it that I don't like it if it's not, but on paper I want them to not be perfect. So I don't know, it's a weird thing. But anyway, I did end up getting it, but there are some spots where I'm just like, oh, this isn't quite working. And thankfully there was a lot of kind of layering of his outfit and layering of the hair and like all this kind of stuff that it was like, okay, I can at least hide it, which is good. So that's pretty much what I did throughout the whole thing, was hide my mistakes somewhere. And I think it worked. There's certain things that still weren't perfect, but I think with the Joker in general, it worked. And I love the colors. I didn't do colors that I normally would use, and I actually changed up the video for it because the camera just wasn't showing the vibrancy of the colors that they actually were. It's giving it kind of a muted effect, and a lot of that has to do with my camera work and my lighting and stuff. So I do know that like it's things that I can work on to make better, but unfortunately I have not made them better yet, so I'm still working on that. So I do end up switching to just like watching from my iPad so that you can see the actual colors. I think that they turned out really good. They're not colors that I normally used, and I found it weird too, but I just wanted to outline it in green. Usually I use a brown, and that's pretty much it. Darth Vader was black, so I made him blue. The Joker, for me, I don't know why, but he just seemed like his color should be green. And with Ursula, who is the last one, I think it may be purple. I don't know what I was doing with line art. I will say, some people tell me that my art reminds them of Pop Funko dolls. And I never really saw that until the Joker, until I did this. Once I started doing this and I kept like zooming in on his face and stuff, and I was just like, oh man, it does kind of look like a Pop Funko. It's kind of weird. And now I'm just like, maybe, I wonder if they have like Pop Funko dolls that you can create yourself. Because now I'm like, I kind of want to make my own Pop Funko doll now. So maybe I'll see if I can find something or something. I don't know. But I never really thought until now, and now I kind of can't unsee it, so I don't know. It just is what it is, I guess. I used a darker purple, I think, to color in the shading for him. I just put it on a new layer, lowered the opacity, and then I put it over everything. It gives the green like this muddy kind of color, and it's not a color that I normally would choose for any of my own cute kind of creations. But I think for the Joker in this case, I think it works because he kind of has this like grimy kind of feel to him that I think that color just kind of works with. So I kind of like got this like kind of poopy color of green, and I think it just happened to work well. So yeah, and then I finished up pretty much, not much left here. I did some shading on him, and then when I was done, I realized, hey, I should have a red nose on this guy, so I did that as well. Yeah, I really enjoyed how he turned out. I think he like I said already, he's my favorite as far as the illustration goes. I think it worked really well. But finally, I did Ursula. I love The Little Mermaid. It's my favorite cartoon from my childhood, and yeah, I will be seeing the remake. Ursula is great. I just love her sass and her style, and she's just cool. Like her, I don't know, everything about her. I love Ursula. I started out the same with this one as I did the other two. I just make a circle. I manipulated it to look the way I wanted it to, and then I worked on the face. And I worked on the face for a bit. I just didn't like it. I don't know. I couldn't figure out what it was. I was like, maybe I need to be smaller. I moved it around. I ended up just deleting the whole face completely because I just didn't like it. And then I started over, and sometimes I left it in only because then you can see like kind of the difference. Sometimes you just need to. And I mean, the first face that I did, looking at it now, I don't think it's too bad. But I do definitely prefer the second face, and I prefer making the head bigger and things like that. So sometimes you just need to kind of delete and start over. I know earlier I was like, I don't delete anything. I just like lower the coloring and yada yada yada. Well, sometimes you do need to delete, so I'm a liar. Sometimes you gotta delete it completely and go for it. I didn't do a reference for this one really. I was like doing the creation, I was drawing her up, and then I was like, oh, I didn't actually do a reference. So then I grabbed one quick. Immediately I knew exactly how I wanted her to look. I knew exactly what pose I wanted. I knew everything that I wanted for this one. She was the one that I created knowing that I wanted to do a video about it. So I already knew everything I needed for her. The only thing I didn't do were the eels, and I wish I would have, but I just didn't have time to do them, unfortunately. I was running out of time, and I knew I needed to get everything done, so I left them out. But I do wish I would have done them. I thought they were so cute, and I did sketch them up in my sketchbook before, like for preparation. I just couldn't get them exactly the way I wanted them, and then I kind of played around a little bit more later, and they did turn out really cute, so now I'm regretting my choices, but it is what it is. So yeah, I did forget them. Well, I didn't forget them, but I just didn't do them. I wish that what I would have done was taken a reference of the squid and like octopuses that I would see that had the like tentacle shape that I was going for here, because there were so many. It's like kind of the shape that they make whenever they're like about to like swim through the sea. They kind of like curl in on themselves and then let loose, and that was the look that I wanted for her, because I thought it made it look like she was kind of sitting, kind of not, I don't know. But yeah, so I should have grabbed a reference for that. That's what I needed a reference for. I tried really hard to get these to look right and to add in the right amount, and anyway, it was a real struggle. And I did like how it turned out in the end, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted, so that's always frustrating. I will say the arms I did and the hands I did a lot simpler than I did for Darth Vader, so that made that a little bit easier. But yeah, so, I mean, that's pretty much it. I then did some line art and stuff. So, how are you guys doing? If you made it this far, let me know in the comment section below which one is your favorite Disney princess, because mine's definitely Ariel. And if you did make it this far, you're my favorite. So you're welcome, I guess. Anyway, yeah, so lots of things are going on right now in my life for art related stuff. I'm going to be doing prompt lists, and I will share those in the YouTube community as well as my Discord and Instagram. So if you want to join in on doing some daily prompts with me, you can do that. I'm going to try my hardest to at least doodle something like really quick. I'm trying not to make them like a big deal, but at the same time, I'd like to get back into the habit of drawing something every single day. I did that last January and it was a lot of fun. It was hard, but at the end of the day, I think it really helped my art style and it really helped me to grow. So I'm going to be posting that for June 1st. So if you want to join me on that, please do. You can find it, like I said, on those 3 places, and I'll also be on the Discord if you wanted to, you know, share and talk and chat and all that stuff as well. I'm working on a book. I'm working on a tutorial book. I can't talk too much about it right now, but it's in the beginning phases, so that's exciting as well. Hopefully I will be able to share more once I get everything done, and I can hopefully like show you guys some stuff. I am filming everything, so it'll just be a matter of whether or not what I can show, etc., etc. So I'm excited for that because I've never actually been commissioned for like a book work before or anything like that. I'm also working on my own book for my mandalas, and it's very close to being done, so that's exciting. I've got all kinds of stuff planned for next month, guys. I've got a draw this in your own style challenge that I'm gonna put up. I did 3, which was fun, so that was a change too. I did a lot of people. I've been doing a lot of people lately, and I don't do a lot of people. I enjoyed them, but I just don't do a lot of them. So I've got that coming up. We've got some, like, I don't know, all kinds. I'm gonna do another Pokemon video. I'm gonna do some like some food and things like that so that you can get lots of doodling in. I'm thinking of changing up my kind of doodle format because I would like it to be a little bit more, just more, I guess, in general for you guys. And yeah, so other than that, I'm just doing work, and I'm just living with my back pain and hoping that someday it'll go away. And until then, I'm just gonna stay on the drugs that I'm on because they are helping, which is nice. And that's pretty much it for me. I don't know what's going on with you guys, so let me know. Let me know for sure. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're enjoying the video, and that's about it. I don't really have much more. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying the video, and hopefully you're having a good day. You're doing well wherever you are, whatever you're doing, everything is going well for you. That's my hope for everybody. If you do have other villains that you would like me to create or draw and make them cute, let me know in the comment section below. I think I'd love to do like this kind of thing again. And otherwise, you know, if you have any other ideas or suggestions, comments, anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. I reply to every comment, so I'm there to reply. I will definitely reply to you. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. This is pretty much it, just some finishing touches, and then we're done. So I'm going to leave you now. Have a great day, guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a great day. Bye.